Hello students. So today we are going to learn how to prepare the cost sheet. First of all, what do you mean by cost sheet? So let's understand the concept first. Cost sheet is also known as the statement of cost. It means a statement which shows the detailed cost records. Detailed cost records means related to the direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, not only all the direct cost but all the indirect cost as well. Now, how we are going to format all the direct and indirect cost, that will be represented in the specimen of the cost sheet. It is basically a columnar form, and we take the particular columns like particulars and the amount, which shows the total cost and the per unit cost. It is also called as the memorandum statement for the company, and it does not form part of the double entry cost accounting record. There are several benefits of preparing the cost sheet. First of all, it discloses the cost in the detailed form, as well as the per unit cost of the production of goods can be easily identified. It keeps a check on the cost of production of the products. The comparative study of the various elements of the cost with the past records can be possible. Elements of cost means material, labor, and overheads. It also helps to fill up the tenders, quotations. Not only this, it helps to lay down the production policy as well. It is also beneficial in fixing up the selling price more competitively and accurately. And this basically helps in identifying the cost. Whenever we can identify the cost, means our focus is on minimizing the cost of production under the prevailing market condition. Now let us see how we have to prepare the specimen or the format of the cost sheet. We generally make two columns. In this specimen, three columns has been made: particulars, total cost, and per unit cost. If the question says you give the per unit cost of each and every expense, then you have to make the last column, else particulars and the total cost or the amount column is made. So we generally start with the three elements of cost, which is raw material, labor, and the expenses. So first of all, it is written opening stock of raw material plus purchases of raw material plus direct expense. Direct expense here means carriage inward, freight inward is certain the examples of the direct expenses, and minus closing stock of the raw material. So this portion means direct material. So cost of material consumed can be easily calculated. Add direct labor and direct expenses into it, and this will be the prime cost. So first major heading, we get the prime cost as the heading. Add factory overheads. Now three types of overheads will be added in the cost sheet: factory overheads, office overheads, and selling and distribution overheads in the same sequence. So after prime cost, if we are adding factory cost, we will get the factory overheads, we get the factory cost. And this factory cost means the gross factory cost. Gross factory cost has to be converted into the net factory cost with opening work in progress added and closing work in progress deducted. Now certain expenses you can list out under the factory overheads, like factory power, factory rent, depreciation on the plant and machinery, factory insurance, foreman's salary, oil and water charges, repairs to the factory, factory lighting. If it is written factory lighting, it is directly giving you a hint that it is a factory overhead. Now reaching till factory cost or works cost. Works cost is the another name of the factory cost. Now when you reach till here, you have to add the second type of the overhead, which is office overheads. Office overheads means all the indirect cost which is related or incurred in the office, which can be, certain examples can be salary of office rent, printing and stationery, postage, telegraph, telephone expense, lighting in office. So it becomes office overheads. If it would have been written like lighting in factory, so it would have been the factory overheads. Now other expenses related to the office can be bank charges, donations, legal charges, audit fees, or any of the office expenses. So in this way, you'll be able to achieve the office cost, or it is also known as cost of production. You have to add opening stock of finished goods and deduct closing stock of finished goods from the cost of production to get cost of goods sold. So how many headings we have achieved till now? First was the major one, prime cost. Second was the factory cost, net factory cost. Third was your office cost, or it is generally known as cost of production. Now fourth will be cost of goods sold. Now when you achieve the answer for the cost of goods sold, you have to add the selling and distribution overheads. Now selling and distribution overheads means all those indirect expenses which are related to selling of the finished goods or distribution of the finished goods. Now what can be those expenses? Salesman salary, advertisement expenses, you have given the advertisement for the finished good, any of the promotional expenses, bad debts, warehouse rent, delivery van expenses to deliver the finished goods from the factory to the market, or sales office expenses, repair to warehouse, insurance charges, etc. So you will be able to achieve, after cost of goods sold, the major heading will be cost of sales. Now cost of sales, you have to after this you have to add profit to achieve the last heading as sales. Sometimes they are giving you the turnover means sales in the question itself, and you are allowed to, and you have to calculate the profit. So you can calculate the missing figure from the difference of the sales and cost of sales. So this was about the layout of the cost sheet in detail.